You're watching Parker Success Academy with Dr. William E. Morgan.
Hello, I'm Dr. William E. Morgan, and this is Parker Success Academy, where we explore models of business success in chiropractic practices. Today I have a very special guest, Dr. Andrew Merrill. Dr. Merrill, welcome to Parker Success Academy.
Hey, thank you so much. It's an honor to talk with you here today. This is fantastic.
So can you tell us a little bit about yourself and your practice?
Sure. So we're going into my 14th year of practice, the 11th year of Nightlight Chiropractic, and that's what we are, is an evening hours chiropractic and massage facility here in the middle of downtown Orlando. We're on the campus of Orlando Health, so one of the largest hospital groups here in the middle of the city. And so our niche is to treat evening hours professional clients in the downtown area of Orlando.
That's fantastic. I know your father from Bethesda Naval Hospital and Walter Reed. So we used to practice together in the same hospital. He's a physician there. But when I worked there, if I wanted to see a doctor, I had to take a day off, because by the time I left and the way the traffic was. But if I had a dentist or a doctor that I could see in the afternoon or evening, that would be something great for me. So you've capitalized on that. So I'm really interested to find out more about your practice. But before we do that, can you tell us a fun fact about yourself, something that most people wouldn't know?
Sure. All right. So I played the guitar and sang in restaurants and bars to pay my way through undergrad. It's kind of an interesting fact, I think.
Ah, what type of music?
Anything that people wanted to ask in here that I could play, basically. When somebody else is paying you, you don't get to play what you want to play. You play what they say.
Oh yeah,
play.
Somebody pays the piper and you say the tune. So
exactly.
Explain to us your business model.
Sure. So it all came about. My wife was in a car accident. I was working for some other guys at the time, kind of fresh out of school. And she was in a car accident, but she worked across town. So she couldn't come across to treat during our normal business hours. So it kind of struck me, we'll just find you an evening hours facility. Well, there wasn't one. There's maybe 200 or 300 chiropractors here in Central Florida, and none of them had these late hours. So it kind of struck me, this is strange, but if it's not out there, let's do it. So that was the idea behind the evening hours. And that served me really well to get started, right? But along the way, I think a lot of people have copied that notion and have extended their hours to try and keep up with that. So we have kind of pushed ourselves into an even further specialized niche, which is no care plans, really. It's just short-term care. You come in for pain, we get you out of your pain, and we let you go as quickly as we can.
Wow. So by not having care plans, do you find you attract more new patients then?
Absolutely. We get 20 to 25 new patients per week just based on that. They come in and they say, hey, this is fantastic. I want to send everybody that I ever meet that has back pain or neck pain or headaches because you guys are just in it to get people well.
And I remember when I was in a private practice, having a practice management person say, no, you can't be seeing that many new patients a week because you be seeing 700 or 800 patients a week. I go, no, but not everybody comes in for long extended treatment plans. So, from my perspective, if I go to a doctor whose goal is to have me come back a bunch of times, I'm less likely to go back to him than someone to fulfill what I came to that doctor for. So it sounds like you've identified two niches out in your world, and it's been very successful.
Sure. I mean, I think it's a misconception that people want to go to the chiropractor, right? You don't want to go to the dentist. You have to go to the dentist. And you don't really want to go to the chiropractor. I think in most cases, you just want to not have back pain. You want to feel good. And so really marketing to that idea, we want to fix your back pain. We know that you don't necessarily want to be here. We don't want you to be here any longer than you have to. Let's fix it and get you back to your daily life.
Wow. So the numbers of new patients are astounding. So other than chiropractic, what are the therapies or professions do you have in your practice? And you already mentioned massage therapists. Anything else? Or tell me about the massage therapy.
We have the 3 full-time massage therapists that are constantly busy. We don't have enough space really to even add more, but we probably need to add more. And we actually just hired on a medical doctor, really just to do consultations. We do maybe about 20% of our practice is still seeing personal injury, kind of car accidents, and then slip and fall type cases. And here in Florida, really, they want a medical doctor involved. So we have a moonlighting medical doctor come in for those same evening hours, right? From 6 till 9, he sees just consults. No services. We don't do any other medical services, just consults.
So was it easy to find a medical doctor who wanted to come in after hours?
Actually, it really was because it suits them. He can still do his day job, and now his moonlighting is truly moonlighting. He doesn't have to lose any money. He's just kind of double dipping.
Wow, you're all sorts of value in here. And I had massage therapists in my office, and I think there's something about being in the doctor's office that gives them, it validates them. So people who normally wouldn't go to massage therapists would feel safe going to massage therapist in the doctor's office. Not that there's other issues there. So what is your personal definition of success?
Sure, that's a really good question. So actually, success is a moving target as I've gone through the 10 years of practice here. And originally, when you start a practice, it's all about I need to make money, right? I need to make enough money to support myself and my family and make this business grow. But after about 5 years, I really figured that it's time, right? I need time. I have a young family. I've got 2 young sons now, and as they came about, as they were born, I realized I can't be working late every single night because I'm going to miss my growing family. So I transitioned. I added an associate after about the 4th year of practice to work some of my latest hours so that I could be home more. So really my schedule now, I only work 2 full days a week, Mondays and Wednesdays. And then Tuesdays and Thursdays, I work a half day and go home in time to make dinner with them. And then I take every Friday off so I can do something fun with them after school. So it's time.
So I agree with that. Success is basically is living your lifestyle that you would desire, helping as many people as you can, but also, I mean, there's people who rely upon you, basically your family. You need to spend time with them, and your friends, those who you love, but also you provided a service to thousands of people who wouldn't have otherwise had that service. So
Absolutely.
Leaders or readers, is there a book that you would recommend to our audience that you've read recently or has helped you in your journey?
Gosh, I read a lot. I read a lot of self-help type stuff and practice success stuff. One of the ones I like is The 4 Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. It's 4 simple lines that are easy to remember and easy to implement in almost everything that you do. So The 4 Agreements is definitely worth a read.
The 4 Agreements. So, and that's and that's in the business section, or is that,
Probably general self-help section,
Okay.
But it lends itself to practice and to personal development.
So in your journey, you've had ups and downs. What's the worst experience or worst moment you've had, the down times you've had in your practice? And maybe something that's brought you to a pivotal moment in your journey.
I think really it would be pre-practice, like figuring out that I needed to not work for somebody else. So I was divorced, I was bankrupt, and I was basically let go of a failing chiropractic practice that I was working for. And that was in 2008. And that basically was a turning point for me where I realized I need to go make this myself so that I'm never beholden to somebody else again. So that was a turning point. And then 2 years later, opened up Nightlight, and then it has been gangbusters, bigger, better, faster, stronger every single year since then.
Nice. That's great. So what advice would you give a younger version of yourself? If you were to go back to you graduating from college over at Palmer, Florida, as you graduate, what advice would you give yourself?
Sure. So one of the things that I still cling to now, I think, is if it feels wrong in practice, don't do it. So when you get out of practice, I do recommend that you work for somebody else or work with somebody else so that you get to learn some of the stuff actually happening in practice versus how it's maybe taught in school or learned in school. But not everything that everyone does is something that you have to take on. So learning how to separate out the good from the bad is an important skill that I think everyone should get their first year or 2 in practice. So if it feels wrong, just don't do it. Get rid of it.
That's great advice. If it doesn't smell right, it probably isn't right. And also, we all have our own internal moral compass. And if you have a coach telling you to do this thing that you don't feel is right, don't do it. And if you're trying to propose a treatment plan that's in excess of what that person needs, the patient's going to know it. You're going to know it. They're going to know it better than you're going to know it. They're going to know it. But if you're authentic and you're going to do whatever it takes to get them better, they're going to know that too. If you express love and reaching out and caring to them, they're going to know that, and that doctor's going to do whatever it takes to get me better. That's the kind of doctor I want to go to.
Me too.
So chiropractic marketing and advertising to patients has been a big topic. What tips would you give based upon your practice?
Communicate often. A lot. Overdo it. We send out 2 different snail mailings, like regular postal mailings, to every patient that we've seen in the past year, every single month. And then they get a whole slew of emails from us, somewhere between 5 and 6 emails from us every single month, which originally I thought was just kind of beating them over the head. But it keeps us front and center for all of these patients that maybe we only saw a handful of times. When they have the need, when they have the neck pain, back pain, headaches, they come back to see us because they remember us.
I know Grant Cardone in his books talk about over communicate. I mean, emails and mailings and almost to the point of being obnoxious, but it's it reminds them. It's like, I do need to go back see the chiropractor. Mm-hmm. So I think it's a good idea. So it's interesting. 2 snail mails a month and 7 emails a month. That's quite a bit, but that's obviously you're doing quite well.
Yeah.
So what kind of things keep you up at night? What do you worry about, or what do you think about at night that concerns you?
Single payer healthcare. No, I'm totally kidding. Totally kidding about that. Just a little bit kidding, actually. My kids, what kind of future we're creating for my kids really kind of keeps me up at night, makes me continue to think, what am I doing to make the world better? How can I kind of further participate in helping them to integrate with what the world's going to be in the future?
Boy, yeah, single payer healthcare. So, but yeah, the world that we live in, and we've gotten through a very contentious time this last year. This has been the year of all years. And what does the future hold? It's kind of a reset for us all. Now we at Parker frequently talk about the 10X concept, and I mentioned Grant Cardone, who wrote the book on the 10X. What is it called? The 10X principle or something like that. But we're into the 10X concept. What is something you've done in your practice that had a 10 times return on its effort or its investment?
So back to the idea of communicating a lot, everything that we do has value, right? It's not like us saying, come back in. It's saying, here's tips on how to do this. Here's some tricks that we learned here. I actually started doing a video like webinar, a live Facebook feed every single Wednesday that has been really well received. I mean, it takes maybe a half hour of my time, but tons of people watch it, and then they use that as a medium to refer their friends and family to us. And such a simple little thing of being live so that people can see you and ask you questions live has had a fantastic return on investment for us. Well, I don't know about 10X, but it's been good.
Okay, well, I think your 10X thing is having the evening hours. That sounds like your 10X, because you have
probably a 10X.
Your new patients per week are 10X, but a lot of people see. So I'd say that niche of being open probably between 5 and 9 is probably the market that nobody else is capturing. So I think that's brilliant. So what's your superpower?
I think it would be connection and communication, right? Like you mentioned just a minute ago. I think patients don't care what you know until they know that you care. And so being able to sit in a room with a patient and let them know you're really just in it for them and to give them what they're looking for immediately kind of puts them at ease to say, yeah, I trust you, let's do it.
And I like what you had about having the videos out there is when they see, when they're looking for someone that they don't know you. You're just a name in a I almost said phone book, but there's no phone books anymore. You're just a name among many. But the videos show your personality and show you who you are. And like, well, he seems kind. He seems genuine. They see more about you through the medium of video and having something live. If they have any questions, they can ask you. That sounds brilliant. So Wednesdays, you have a live Facebook feed. And never in history could we have our own TV shows just by whooping the phone out of your pocket and filming it. It's crazy. Like, you could right now pick it out and have and stream this live and have your own show right now. I think it's brilliant. So, where do you see chiropractic going in the next 5 years?
5 years. So 5 years used to seem like a lot of time, but I don't think it's that much time now. I love how far it's come since we started, since I started, I don't know, 15 years ago in the practice. Research is coming around. It's been interesting to me. You're going to see more integration, but not necessarily like medical doctors and chiropractors under the same roof. I think it's going to be more of us being streamlined into mainstream medicine. I get tons of referrals from medical doctors. I refer out to tons of medical doctors. We're just another part and parcel of it, but we have to stay in our lane. So I think it's important that as we try to integrate, we're still focusing on kind of the bread and butter and what medicine thinks we should be, for better or worse. Spinal care doctors. If we're the tip of the spear for spinal care, I think that's where we should be heading. I hope that's where we're heading.
Well, even if you're in a wellness practice, you better know the spine. If people are coming in, if you're adjusting people's back for wellness, you better be able to diagnose lumbar disc herniation. You better be able to identify myelopathy or Akata Kwane syndrome or equinus medullaris syndrome. You better understand the spine to the point that, okay, I'm not going to adjust this hot disc in this direction because it may aggravate it. So as we draw to an end of this, what are something foundational key that you'd like to share with the audience about your practice and what you do and about your perspective? And also, what's some contact information that people could use to contact you about any questions they may have?
All right. So definitely the evening hours and really understanding that there's a lot of different ways to do this, right? It's not a one size fits all practice model. And just because you didn't learn it in school or haven't seen somebody else do it doesn't mean it can't be done. You can forge your own way in this field and really find a way to do it that fits you, that you're comfortable with, and complete your life, kind of like reverse engineering your life into your practice a little bit. As far as contacting me, it's Dr. Merrill, DrMerrill at nightlightchiropractic.com. Or you can always find me on YouTube or Facebook or the rest of the internet, because God knows we market.
It'd be great for those interested to go watch your class that you put on. If you have any ideas, what should I do for my class? Just go on Facebook and see what Dr. Merrill's been doing. And I know when I was in practice, you're trying to find that sweet spot. And a lot of chiropractors take that 3 or 4 hour lunch, and I would do that too. I was really into swimming, long distance swimming. So there was night times I had up to a 5-mile swim at my lunchtime. But when I started going in earlier, I could never go in early. Like if I went at 6, there'd be people who want to come at 5:30. If I came at 5:30, and what happened, my day just got longer. It didn't make my day shorter. It just made my day more miserable by trying to chase that. But it sounds like you put the parameter here to here, and this is what we do. And somebody else might decide, I'm going to be the 5 o'clock chiropractor. I'm going to go from 5 to noon, and then I'm going to go surfing the rest of the day. But what you identified a niche, and you really capitalized it. And then you kept going. You made a further niche by making sure that you're not going to have long treatment plans. So you keep diving that off, and I think you probably attract a lot more referrals that way too. So fantastic to have you with us today. It was a great interview, and you've been listening to Andrew Merrill, and thank you for joining us at Parker Success Academy.
Thank you, Doc.
Thanks for watching another episode of Parker Success Academy with Dr. William E. Morgan.